Jimmy Neutron had it all. He has the brains, the adventure, but now he's a spy? Yeah, did you guys remember that Jimmy Neutron became a spy? This is the infamous 2-part episode in Season 2 of Jimmy Neutron, where Jimmy, Carl, and Sheen take on a much bigger threat than they're used to when Jimmy's recruited to be a spy and save Jetfusion. But let's jump into it. So Jimmy Neutron takes on James Bond in this first 2-part episode, Operation Rescue Jetfusion. So we start the special with an ominous clip show of Jimmy Neutron and his more heroic moments. It turns out to be watched by a government agent.
Get me that kid.
We get a really cool spy-like intro, and we got some really notable actors in this, like Wendy Malick as Beautiful Gorgeous, Tim Curry as Professor Calamitous. I'm starting to underestimate all these Jimmy Neutron songs. Like, there was the Valentine's Day special, the Christmas special, and even this. Like, there are so many really good musical numbers in Jimmy Neutron. They're kind of bangers. So Jimmy, Carl, and Sheen are in line to see the new movie Die Again Tomorrow? Forever, which is a really ominous name. And it stars Jetfusion, which is this really cool action-packed James Bond type. In the movie, it's literally just him pushing bad guys out of a plane. I mean, like, how is this a full narrative?
Hate to leave you hanging, but I've got a jet.
I wonder if they're just in there for an hour and a half watching, and he saves the woman. Very stereotypical of the time. Carl tells Jimmy he reminds him of Jetfusion, which obviously is a compliment.
Except he's older and has big bulging muscles and his hair's different and girls like him and he's not short.
Yeah, I get the point.
Sheen challenges him, saying that he can't put his foot behind his head, and that is one of my favorite bits that Sheen continues to do throughout the show. So during class, Jimmy is called to the principal's office. Nobody knows why, but everybody speculates.
I'll call your lawyer, and don't talk, no matter how much they torture you. He's gonna sing like a canary.
He's walking through the deserted hallway when he's magically warped into a locker? Like, how in the world does this make sense? He jumps in sideways but lands at the bottom, which, Jimmy Neutron, you're a genius. How are you not questioning the gravity? Apparently, Commander Baker of BTSO headquarters needs Jimmy. It's a big top secret organization, which is so basic, and they ask him to do a top secret mission.
We need you to reactivate the tracking device, find Agent X, and bring him back. This is a dangerous mission. You may not come back alive.
Can I get out of school?
Of course.
Then you've got yourself a spy.
Can you imagine going on a field trip and somebody tells your parents, yeah, by the way, he may not come back alive? Don't they need to get Hugh and Jimmy's mom's consent for this? They set him up with the genius inventor, and Jimmy just happens to one-up him at every turn.
Mobile utility vehicle travels 200 miles per hour on 1 tank of gas.
Won't need it. My hovercraft goes 476 miles per hour on land, sea, and air, and runs on 1 cup of fun fuel.
Oh, well, aren't we a little Thomas Edison?
Actually, I met Thomas Edison when I brought him back in my time.
And it's so funny because he's not honestly meaning to be a show-off in this moment. He just genuinely had a lot of accomplishments. He even disactivates the inventor's tank.
That's a very nice little thing you've invented.
Jimmy says he's going on a spy mission, so he's officially a spy now.
Spies aren't cute.
Yeah, Honey Pie East was. Ooh, I used to watch her TV show all the time. I had her picture up in my room.
Hugh somehow turns this into a lesson that does not pan out at all.
Yeah, I had a cool suit, a pair of sunglasses, a secret camera.
You were a spy for Halloween.
Sure was, and did I look boss or what? I got so much candy that year, I threw up until Christmas.
Jimmy's parents send him, Carl, and Sheen off as they head on their mission, and like they're barely taking it seriously, but I don't know, I think it's gonna be an awesome mission. As they're flying in Jimmy's hover car, a giant rocket heads toward them. Oh man, it's getting dangerous. The hover car is impacted and they land in the ocean. Ooh, adventurous. And that's when the first commercial break happens. Jimmy introduces his neutronic air gun, which allows the cast to breathe underwater. I always remember this clip from Nickelodeon because this is where SpongeBob's house was in the background, and they always put it in the commercials. I'm like, guys, it's not an Easter egg if you're telling everybody about it. Yep, there it is. They encounter an evil clam and are able to swim away. Oh my god, this gum is so cool. I would love to breathe underwater. They're running away from the clam, and the funny bit happens where it looks like Pac-Man.
Was it something we said?
Maybe it was our breath. I had frosted garlic pops for breakfast with soy milk.
No, that's what stopped the clam.
A vague person in a scuba outfit encounters Jimmy and his friends at the bottom of the sea and guides them up to the boat. It's revealed to be Beautiful Gorgeous, played by Wendy Malick, and she is such a funny character because obviously all the kids obsess over her, which is kind of weird.
Are you boys all right?
Will you be my mommy?
Wendy Malick's voice is perfect for something like this. I don't know why, it just definitely fits the genre, and I feel like we're jumping into this. Obviously, we know about Beautiful Gorgeous from future episodes, but I'm gonna refrain from spoiling it right yet. But this character is so funny and has such a distinct personality.
You all are so fascinating. Too bad I have to annihilate you.
She reveals that she is a villain and going to kill them. Jimmy asks to take off his watch since they were captured, but at the last second he magnetizes her to the side of the boat, able to get away. Jimmy, you are a genius. See, the inventor would have never thought of that.
You can bet we'll meet again.
No, I don't think I'll be visiting you in prison.
Oh, I will.
Ciao!
Jimmy is able to escape in his hover car, only to be attacked by another torpedo, and Beautiful Gorgeous already broke free, and she is chasing them too. The cinematics in this part is really cool though.
Doesn't her hair look beautiful blowing in the breeze?
And they continue their adventure up Mount Everest. Jimmy, Carl, and Sheen fall off the mountain, just barely holding on. Oh my gosh, this is so risky. Right before they fall down the entire mountain, Carl and Sheen land on the ground, but Jimmy lands in a tree and falls into a giant sewer-like hole in the ground. Carl and Sheen are separated as they're approached by these guys in really dark robes. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a cult. Jimmy ends up in a giant cage, and who better to run into but Jetfusion? Perfect time to end this halfway episode. Oof, I love double episodes.
Jetfusion?
So this is the perfect way to stop the first half of it. Like, he finally gets to meet his hero, and I'm curious where it's going from here. So Jimmy and Jet are trapped in the cage. Jimmy is starstruck, and Jetfusion is an actual spy, it seems, which is not super secret.
Started after I graduated from MIT, Caltech, and Harvard. I got into extreme sports as part of a research project. An agent spotted me and put me in the movies. Impressed by my amazing stunt work. Who wouldn't be? The BTSO tracked me down and asked me to join the team.
Mr. Fusion does not think that Jimmy is capable of this and thinks it's a big joke. Jet's kind of a jerk. He's like, I'm gonna probably have to save you now. And it's like, come on, bro.
I'm on to you, Dino, in accounting.
Sorry, Mr. Fusion. They really sent me.
He reveals that he's trying to track down Professor Calamitous, and Jimmy Neutron immediately recognizes him. Oh, come on, Jet. Can you believe that he's a hero now?
Jimmy Neutron, can I get you anything? A pillow, fuzzy slippers, a cappuccino?
Wait a minute. You could never finish anything.
Not sure if you guys remember, but Professor Calamitous was known for never finishing anything. Meanwhile, Carl and Sheen are headed up the mountain following the mysterious guys in robes.
Pal, you really need to get over this llama fixation once and for all.
Hey, I was born a llama boy and I'll die a llama boy!
That may be sooner than you think.
Jetfusion and Jimmy are strapped to the seat as they enjoy Professor Calamitous' food. He reveals his plan to completely melt the snow and create a meltdown.
Well, I haven't really worked out what happens after that.
He finds excuses for not completing his entire plan, and it's like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, that's Professor Calamitous, alright. Calamitous reveals that his assistant is Beautiful Gorgeous. She shows up on the table, ready to kill them both. Her and Jetfusion have an uncomfortably obvious flirtation, but Jetfusion is not worried about it.
The name's Jetfusion.
Oh, yes. The movie star and part-time secret agent. I've heard about you.
Really? So, what are you doing later, beautiful?
Sorry, she'll be busy eliminating you.
She's told to get rid of them, but it's already kind of complaining about how he treats her, so we know that there's going to be a little deception coming up soon. She keeps going off into this brief monologue where she says she wanted to be a, and then never finishes it.
What's an attractive, sophisticated woman like you doing with an evil dirtbag like Professor Calamitous?
He's my father.
Oh!
She attaches Jetfusion and Jimmy to this giant gadget that slowly rotates until it gets rid of them. I don't know why all the villains always like to stall when it comes to killing the heroes.
I saw ropes and we can escape.
Got a calculator hidden in that hair of yours?
No, just a big brain.
No whispering.
Jimmy uses his genius to help Jetfusion jump off the blade and stop Beautiful Gorgeous long enough for him to get out. While Jet and Beautiful Gorgeous fight, Jimmy tries to disarm the invention, but obviously Jimmy is fanboying over the fight before he can get to the contraption, and uses his Confuse Ray to confuse Beautiful Gorgeous. Meanwhile, Sheen and Carl apparently are taken to the Promised Land.
Toss us over and we'll fall on the sharp, pointy rocks we missed earlier.
Or not.
So long, Carl. I'm sorry I occasionally made fun of llamas. Deep down, I think they're quite adorable.
And it's like paradise. Like, meanwhile, Jimmy is doing this top secret mission, which is so normal for this show. Jimmy and Jet get to Calamitus's machine right after he goes to the bathroom.
Think I can destroy Calamitus's device without harming the delicate Tibetan ecosystem.
Just blow it up, kid. We're not here to save the whales.
Jimmy manages to stop the bomb, but instead redirects it to the lab where they all are. So quickly, they have to get out. Jimmy uses Jet's catchphrase,
Got it, Jet! Sorry.
Hey, if this works, you can use my catchphrase anytime you like.
and they leave Beautiful Gorgeous and Calamitous behind. They get into a big argument, not knowing that this place is about to blow, while Jimmy and Jet use the door of the lab to ski their way down the mountain. Calamitous and Beautiful Gorgeous realize what's about to happen, so they hurry out as quickly as possible, resentful at each other and continuing to fight.
No, let's just sit here and watch them escape.
Are you being sarcastic again?
Explosion happens, the villains are rolled into a snowball and fall down the mountain, literally about to attack Jimmy and Jet. Finally, Jimmy uses his jetpack to safely land with Jet. Professor Calamitous and Beautiful Gorgeous also land in the same place, this giant llama paradise where Sheen and Carl have been this whole time.
Sheen? Oh, you mean the chosen one.
The chosen one?
They find Carl and Sheen immediately, and Sheen is praised for putting the foot behind his head. Oh yeah, that was this episode. Jimmy gets Carl and Sheen, and they both head home, telling his parents what's going on. And next thing you know, Jimmy is at the front of the next spy movie poster. Then we see a brief glimpse of a movie of Jimmy being a spy and attacking a bunch of ninjas, which is kind of funny. And that's how the special ends, as he rescues Betty Quinlan. This special is really good because obviously Jimmy Neutron is a genius and him working with Jetfusion is a step up from what he's used to. A bigger threat definitely justifies a double episode. With Professor Calamitous returning, it's even more at stake because we know exactly what to be worried about. The one thing I don't really like about it is its very minimal lack of character development. Like, none of the events that are happening are because of the characters' personalities or what's going on. It's all just event after event. But that's usually a spy movie, so I guess it makes sense that they're following that format for this. It's epic, it has adventure, and it's hilarious, and that's all you really need in Jimmy Neutron. I mean, Jimmy Neutron isn't known for having dramatic character stakes in their big specials like this, but obviously we're going to get to even better ones as time goes on. I'm not sure if you guys saw my video on Win, Lose, Kaboom, which comes later in the series, but that's a little bit better than this one. All around, 7 out of 10. I definitely think it's a better Jimmy Neutron episode, but it still feels like it's lacking what it set out to do. But what do you guys think? Do you remember Operation Jetfusion? Please comment below if you like this one.